Hi guys, Kevin here with some more Assetto Corsa action on the PlayStation 4. If you want to support Team VVV, you can do so by giving us a thumbs up, and if you're not yet a subscriber, you can also hit that subscribe button. So we are here at the Nurburgring Nordschleife, or I should say the Nordschleife Endurance, which is a combination of the Nurburgring Grand Prix track, which I'm on right now, and of course the Nurburgring Nordschleife circuit. So driving in the cockpit view of the R-Bath 500, and approaching the first braking point, then on the brakes. We're going to try and get through this section here without getting any bumps, without making contact. Yeah, very slight contact there. So we get through reasonably unscathed. So the R-Bath has just 195 brake horsepower, so it's not exactly teeming with power, but you know, still was a fantastic car to drive. And you know, the car still fights you. If you take liberties with it, it will still bite you. So you know, although it's a low power car, you know, the Assetto Corsa, the handling model is so good that you know, you're still very much kept on your toes with a car such as this. So where are we now? We're in 8th place. There's 16 runners in total, including myself. And as you can see, I have this on heavy fog weather setting. So coming around at the 7th place then, getting a good exit on this turn. Having a little look on the outside. So a little tap on the brakes through here off the accelerator. And taking 6th position. Look at that, very good exit there. Brings me up into 5th as we close down that 4th place. R-Bath in front of me right now on the brakes. Taking this turn in 4th gear then. Got a bit of a tight right-hander coming up on the brakes. Oh, I see that, a little bit of a slide there. So you still have to have your wits about you when driving even the lowest powered cars in the Assetto Corsa. So coming up to the very tight left and right chicane here. We'll be hitting the brakes. There we go. So 3rd gear turn in this particular car. Got to try and keep up speed up as much as possible. So closing down that red R-Bath in front as we now take this left-hander, which brings us on to the old Nurburgring Nordschleife circuit. I'll get a very good run there, so we're going to try and get the overtake there on the inside. But no, decide. Oh no, so he's left the door open, so we're going to go for it. And there you go, so we're up into 4th place now. And you know, this is of course all the cars in, all the tracks in Assetto Corsa are all laser scanned. So you know, I'm very much used to the Gran Turismo 6 version of the Nürburgring Nordschleife. So you know, racing here, you know, it feels very much different. But of course, as it's laser scanned, you're getting a much truer to life rendition. As I go very wide there and make contact with the barrier. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. Tons of understeer, probably just carrying a simple case of carrying too much speed down that little sort of dip. So like I said, you know, maybe a low power car, but you still can't take liberties with a car because it will bite you, and it certainly did there. So closing the gap on the 3rd place blue R-Bath 500 in front of me. So you know, I was surprised actually. The heavy fog, perhaps not as heavy as I expected. You know, you still got a reasonable amount of visibility in front of you, whereas say in the likes of project cars, you know, you stick it on the heaviest fog setting and you know, you probably got less than half the visibility you do what you have here. So but still, it did add an extra little bit of challenge to the Nürburgring. So I actually have the time of day set to 2 PM. That was the race start, and I have the time multiplier set to ×4, which is the highest setting. But because of the conditions, you probably won't see much of a change in the sort of weather conditions, the lighting. coming up past the 4-minute mark now, and the car in front, as you can see, has got further away from me. He's opened the gap, so we've just got to hang in there. We've got a red R-Bar 500 right up my tailpipe. You can see him in the rear view mirrors. So we've managed to close the gap from the car in front. The car behind still very much in my rear view mirrors, but you know, I'm more concerned with catching the car in front than I am with the car behind. So the car sounds fantastic, doesn't it? Not bad for a car with only 195 bhp. Very light car, has 930 kilograms of weight. So you know, when you're driving a light car such as this, you know, for one, you don't need, you know, much power, and two, you know, you've got to be pretty careful around the turns because of the lack of weight. You know, it's very easy to unsettle the car. All the same though, you know, it can do 0 to 100 in less than 7 seconds, so it's pretty quick, pretty nippy. You come around here, probably a little bit too much curb there. You can hear the car getting a little bit upset with that, but there you are. You know, huge lap this, Nurburgring, Nordschleife and GP circuits combined. You know, you're talking over 25,000 metres in length as we come to this very tricky turn down at the third gear. I was considering second through there, but no. Whenever I go down to second, you know, the car tends to over rev, and if you over rev, you know, if you change down into a gear too soon, you know, you can damage the engine. So I do, even on slower turns, I do tend to keep it in third gear with this particular car. And look at this, closing up now. You can see the 3 cars ahead of me, all pretty close. As we really get close now, thrown into that turn, and oh, massive moment, just about hanging on to it. So there you are. So, you know, I was very aggressive on that turn. I really wanted to get a good run out of that turn to see if I can overtake the blue R-Bar in front. But ended up losing time. So you know, you do have to be patient. You know, especially when you're racing on a long track such as this. You know, you've got to bide your time. You've got to take your opportunities when they come, and sort of resist the temptation to go too aggressive. But we're closing up once again now. So now we're coming up to the 7-minute mark as we approach the carousel coming up. This uphill section. Yeah, the car's very much struggling. You can hear it now, can't you? It's 5th gear, just not doing the business there, struggling uphill, just lacking power at the moment. So we're going to come to the end of this uphill section now as we brake to this right-hander, which will bring us up to the carousel, which is where I want to try and close a bit of the gap. I don't want to be too aggressive, but you know, I want to attack the carousel without sort of being too aggressive and losing time. So here we go. I'm going to brake as late as I possibly can. There we go. Then down 3rd gear, and oh, the car in front gets it all wrong. So is it going to leave enough space for me? Yes, it is. So we're going to go for this, and we get the place. So we're up to 3rd place. You can see the 1st and 2nd cars right in front of me. Fantastic experience. This, you know, absolutely loved every second of it. Closing up on that 2nd place car now. On the brakes, I'm going to keep it. Oh no, sorry, we go down to 4th there. Again, the car rattling away. Well, it doesn't like the curbs, does it? Got to be careful not to take too much of the curbs. So just made a little bit of a steering adjustment there. Just wanted to make sure I didn't get too much curb there. Coming down this downhill section, then pick up a nice bit of speed before braking. Again, a steering adjustment. Just want to stay away from the curbs. I'm turning in too sharply, so I'm just having to correct a couple of times there. Trying to carry as much speed through as possible, but see, I hit the curb there and it sort of spat the car to one side, didn't it? And again, you can see the car bouncing off the curbs there, so really it's not a car that likes taking the curbs. we're doing okay now. We're closing up as we approach the 9-minute mark. Just the one lap we're running here because of the nature of the long lap. On the brakes in downhill, a little bit tricky. And again, I'm agonisingly close to the car in front. We're getting a good exit here, getting a good run now. We're going to have a look on the inside perhaps. Got a right-hander coming up now. Just got a position over to the right-hand side. So he closes the door on me. No way through there. We may have another opportunity with this right-hander coming up, which goes into the left. But no, he just gets away from me there. So, you know, we're very close, but we just can't seem to get within touching distance at the moment. So, very much on the back of this car now. We're going to have a look for the overtake. Is he going to squeeze me out? Oh, yes he is. You can hear his car, the car in front, can't you? The exhaust. Look at that. Well, that was a lot easier than I expected, I've got to say. So we're coming round now to this very, very long straight. And the car in front is the first place car. So now we're going to find out what this car is capable of on this long, long straight. We're going to go up into 6th gear in a second now. And there we are, so approaching 115 miles per hour. I think the top speed's somewhere around the 125, 130 mark. But the car in front is just extending that gap. He's almost disappeared in the fog, hasn't he, in front? And the car behind is beginning now to close the gap. And it doesn't seem to be an awful lot I can do about that. Got my foot to the floor, in top gear, and look at that. Beautiful sounds as that blue Abarth 500 goes straight past me. I've got a green one as well behind me. It's coming up on my left hand side. And I just can't hold him off, so never mind, we're down to 4th place. So they've probably got better gearing setups. I'm just running the default setup, so that's perhaps why they're able to race past me with very little effort on the brakes now. Then coming up to the very last stages of the race. Oh, there might be an overtaking opportunity here, so we're going to have a look on the inside here. Down to 3rd, trying to get as much traction as possible. He's just held me off there, so looks like we're going to have to settle for 4th place. So that was it for a look at the Nurburgring endurance track with the Abarth 500. We'll have more on Assetto Corsa coming up very shortly. Hit the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks for watching.